Goldwood. By the way, there's a couple of big foreign-looking guys in there. Even bigger than you.
Bigger than me.
Where are you fellers from?
We are from much smaller, humble country called Japan.
Let's take this for the town of Goldwood.
They are the most honored athletes in our entire nation. These two men like a samurai.
I'd say I haven't been expecting you.
I bet you have, Judge. You have 3 days to turn over all the gambling money. And if you don't, we're gonna come back here and we're gonna kill every man, every woman, and every child in Goldwood.
I know these townsfolk aren't fighters, but you two are. Will you help? Let's clean up Goldwood.
Let's do it, Judge.
I warned you about what would happen to this land. But you don't listen, do you?
Max, be careful.
Shit!
Why don't you travel with us to see the president?
No thanks. Too dangerous.
What's going on, world? It's your boy KUYA P. This is Nerds Rule the World, here for another amazing interview with a returning guest. We love him so much over here at the NRW, Nerds Rule the World. My man Alexander Nevsky, he has this amazing project called The Wide West that's available on Xumo Play. And joining me as well is one of the judges, an amazing actor who has had a long storied career. Excited to have him on as well. I got the one and only Nick Baillie. Gentlemen, shooting off some air horns. You don't hear it right now. It's in post because I know we need our ears. We're getting older. I don't want to deafen you both, but thank you for your time. How are you both doing today? Nick, welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you. I am doing great. Thank you so much for your support, man. Really appreciate it. Great to be here. Great to see you, Alex, even though we're not in the same building. Always good to see your beautiful face. And yeah, thank you. Thank you for having us.
Patrick, thank you very much. It's great to be back. It's great to be back. And thank you again for supporting us, for supporting independent filmmakers. And you know what? Now we have like 3 New Yorks. We have an international show because Nick right now is in Canada, you in DC, I'm in Beverly Hills, and but we all New Yorks who love movies and making movies. That's who we are.
Yes, we are. We love movies. We are definitely nerds, and we're definitely an international spirit here because the whole world loves movies. And now we have the Wide West. Again, you're throwing on the cowboy hat, Alex. Again, shout out to our pal Joe, who you also have involved with this as well. Where did the Wide West come from? I know we talked a little bit about it the last time we were together, but you didn't go into too much detail about where it was. It was just going to be the next one. How did the Wide West start, if we can kick it off with that?
You know, I'll just start, and Nick will help me for one obvious reason, because for me, it's a third Western, the third one, right? And I mean, for me, it was a no-brainer. Yeah, story was crazy, and the craziest thing about this story is it's based on real events. So it's really happened. It's really happened. So they did have sumo wrestlers on the Wild West for real. But for me, it was the third Western. For Nick, it was his number one. So maybe Nick, and he knows, of course, all the story because he co-produced movie with me. Nick, come on, jump into the conversation because it's your first Western. So please tell the show, how did you feel?
Yeah, 100%. Well, first of all, you know, growing up in Canada, let's just say that Westerns wouldn't have been, you know, as an actor, that's not something that we filmed there. you know. But of course, being a film lover, growing up watching action movies, westerns, you name it, that was something that was always on my bucket list. It was always something I really wanted to do. And, you know, I've done a lot of movies over the years, TV shows, commercials, you name it. But this was something that, you know, having been in the business for over 30 years now, or almost 30 years now, I guess, mid-90s, that was something that I had not yet accomplished. And meeting Alex, we were actually working on developing a horror movie at the time. And then he came to me with this idea one day, and he's like, look, I know, you know, it might sound a little crazy, but, you know, hear me out. And he had seen a movie called Red Sun. And it was, you know, with a, who's in that again? Sorry, Alex. I'm
Charles Bronson.
Charles Bronson. That's it. And, you know, and it had a samurai sword guy and, you know, and a Western. And that was something that was really unique. And Alex thought this is a real story. And it was based on, you know, and he'll be able to talk more about that. Andrew Freund, who is a colleague of Alex's and was one of the producers on the film, he's a real expert in Japanese culture and of course sumo, which is a big part of this movie. And anyway, it was just, to me, it was a really kind of perfect storm of awesome, kind of unique ideas coming together. And for me, it was a really easy decision when he came to me saying, you know, would you be cool pivoting and doing this movie? You know, in our business, you know, you have a few irons in the fire. You're always trying to get things going. And then all of a sudden, one script just kind of takes off. A piece comes together. Someone's interested in it. You have an investor, production company, you name it. And then you just kind of go with that. And then the other one kind of takes a back seat for a bit. We'll get back to that one. But right now, we're definitely in the Western vibe, you know?
I love that. And I love that for you, Nick. That's awesome. I want to get back to you in a second, Alex, but because you got us into the pocket and got me going with Nick, he's bringing the actor vibes in me. As you had mentioned, Nick, you had never gotten to take part in such a Western role. And it's always, I know for myself as an actor as well, you know, there's certain projects where, you know, I've been a lot of thugs. I've been on America's Most Wanted. I've done The Wire, you know, they're easy to do, you know. Well, I feel like it's easy to tap into because I know that localized feeling, right? But as a Filipino and Asian guy, I want to be in the Wild West, you know. I wanted to see more country representation, you know. Throw on it. Yep. To me, like that's actual acting. That's like Hollywood. Like, let me be a cowboy and live out my cowboy dream. So you get with Alex. You know, you've been in the business 30 plus years, amazing roles, but not a cowboy opportunity, a Western opportunity. So as soon as you're like, okay, you're locked in, did you like, hey, I want to go get some horse training. I want to learn how to shoot some silver shooters. Like, what did you like have in the back of your head? Like, now I can like be this part of my actor self that I've always wanted to live out.
Yeah, that's interesting that you asked that, because the character that I play, unfortunately for him, he does get to shoot a gun. I won't give too many details, but there's no horseback riding for this particular character. I play the judge of town. You know, he's a man of high moral standing, and he's, you know, he's someone who's trying to bring sort of a new culture to this Western town that often these towns are, you know, well, they call it the Wild West, right? It's literally, there's kind of no rules, and they're trying to sort of, you know, instill rules in people. And, you know, they even have like an ordinance in the town where they say, you know, you can't carry weapons in order to kind of just level the playing field. So for me, I approached it on that basis. And one of the things that reminded me of was Gary Cooper in High Noon. You know, this guy who kind of stood alone. Because again, at a certain point when things get a little sticky, my character has to stand up and try to bring people together to help fight a common enemy. And that was a very similar parallel. So I actually spoke with the costume designer and I said, you know, if you look at the wardrobe that I'm wearing, it's very similar to what he wore in High Noon. So I kind of approached it from that perspective. I had an acting teacher that had taught me at one point, you know, and everybody has a different process, but my process will be different with each project as well. But she said that she builds her character from the shoes. So, and it really makes sense, right? If you're playing a gangster and you're wearing, Vans or whatever, it might not feel but if you're wearing like those Doc Martens or whatever, you're going to feel more, right? Or if you're wearing cowboy boots or if you're wearing high heels, you're going to have a whole different vibe to your character, right? And that was kind of how she built her characters, and we worked together to do that, which I found very fascinating, right? And very, you walk in the shoes of someone, literally, right? And so in that case, it wasn't so much the shoes initially, although the boots, I really, I wanted to have the right boots at the time. But the wardrobe really helped me embody that character. I'm not necessarily a method type of actor. That was something that really helped me. The second you put it on, you can't not feel like you're in that world. Not to mention the fact that we had this amazing location in near Palm Springs in the desert, California. And it was, it was just there for you. You didn't have to do anything. You just lived in that world. So that's kind of how my approach was throughout that process. So on the next one, I'll be definitely taking the horseback ride. I've ridden horses in the past, so it's not foreign to me. But I definitely, would want to, get a little refresher to make sure that I'm looking good on camera,
Oh, definitely. Yeah. There's going to be those moments on set where you're not shooting, but I love that for you. It reminds us, this is why we got into this craft, to play make-believe and have fun. So I love that for you, Nick, and happy you got the chance to do that in this role. Alex, man, again, we spoke about this before a little bit, taking the Wild West to the Wide West, which I love that title, by the way. And again, with your films, taken from history as well, you make me want to dive into my history book after watching the films to learn the stories that these were based on. So I appreciate the education that you give me. So you've been in the West, in the Rio Bravos to now the Wide West. What was it like, again, suiting up again, and now bringing this Far Eastern Asian element? And how did you get these world-renowned sumo wrestlers involved?
First of all, now I need you to wear your critic's hat for a second and tell me, was I successful in creating a little different character in this one compared to Rio Bravo?
He was a different character. He was
different guy, right?
Yeah.
He's a different guy, because that's why Charles Bronson from Red Sun was my inspiration. Because if you remember those great, classic westerns he was doing, he was always like a hard-boiled action hero of the West, never saying something, never smiling, whatever. And in Red Sun, he's different. He's even a little funny. He doesn't want to fight. He's dealing that samurai. He's trying to steal his sword, whatever. So he was my inspiration for the Wild West. I wanted to be a little different. But as Nick mentioned, we should compliment my friend and our producer, Andrew Froen, because every time when you see sumo wrestlers in Hollywood movies, and it doesn't matter, smaller movies, bigger movies, Ocean 13, John Wick 4, Members of a Geisha, it's always Andrew who helped big productions to get those sumo stars, because they're all real. They fight for real. Of course, they stage it, but whatever. So I know Andrew for 25 years. He's a great friend of mine, great guy. And in 2024, we just had breakfast, and I just watched Red Sun. And I told him how amazing it was, as a project, because they got Charles Bronson, who was American star, Toshiro Mifune, who was Japanese star, Alain Delon, who was big European star. So they basically, if we talk about business for a second, they pre-sold whole world even before they started to shoot it, because they got all those stars. And I asked Andrew, I know you guys are always, and I think Hiroki just did John Wick 4. Hiroki Sumi, our co-star in Wild West. So, and it was a cameo, but still, I told him, Andrew, why shouldn't we create a project where we can show you guys, much more, not just for cameos, not just for fights, but as human beings, because they're all great. They're all strong and smart and amazing athletes, and that's how those idea was born, and Andrew introduced me to Hiroki Sumi and to Ichi, and Ichi in 2024, he just worked with Ana de Armas in Ballerina, and of course he also was excited, and they both established champions, like big sumo champions. I think Ichi has an Emperor's Cup, which is a huge thing in Japan. So that's how it's all started. And as you just mentioned, you worked on big Hollywood productions. I was involved. My very first film was Walter Hill's Undisputed. I worked with Sofia Coppola on Somewhere. I know how they operate. And of course, when you have like a studio behind you, it's one thing. But when you're doing it independently, it's still possible, which is very important for your audience to understand. It's still possible. And if someone, has a dream, he should go for that because it is possible right now. But it's not easy. It's not easy. And another compliment to our guys, when we shot all their scenes last year, it was super hot. It was super hot. I mean, it was hot for me, and I'm like 270 pounds. And you can imagine how hard it was for them, because like they 170 pounds or something. They never complained, never asked for shorter days, never said any negative word. They were like real samurais. Plus, you saw the film. They are good actors. They're very good actors. So great thing about this one, yes, it was another Western, third Western, but it was a different one. And as you know yourself, it's very important not to repeat yourself, because you can't be bored with that, because it's a dream to make movies and all of that. You can't be bored. You should have something new. And thanks to Nick, let me tell you, yeah, he did a great job as a co-producer on the film, but also he did a great job as an actor. And it's very important when you work with actors who are better than you. It's like when I was training, I was always training not with people who were smaller than me when I was a bodybuilder. I always trained with people who were bigger than me so they can inspire me, And since my very first film, which I produced, Moscow Hit, I started to work with great actors like Michael York. After that, with David Carradine, and a lot of people like that. So my point is, Nick helped and pushed me to be a better actor. Hiroki and Ichi pushed me to be, a better athlete. Because, of course, it was bad for my ego, Patrick, because, I thought I'm a big guy. No, not on this set. Not on this set. Not on this set. But talking seriously, it was also, it wasn't easy, but it was fun.
I love that. I love that, Alex. You want to challenge yourself is what it is. Because in order to level up, you got to get to that more difficult opponent. You've got to increase your difficulty to level up. So bravo to you again, Alex. It was great seeing you in this. I also want to again talk and highlight what I wasn't expecting. You did other previous Western films. Here you bring in this Far Eastern element, but what I really appreciated with the Wild West is the way you went and bringing in these sumo wrestlers. You're tapping into history, but the appreciation and respect that was bestowed upon this Far Eastern culture of sumo, the technique, everything down the line with the cast that you have and everybody involved. If I can go back to you, Nick, as an actor, so you're the judge and you've got to keep Alex from bringing his guns into the town and everything. But you also have this occurring, around you with both your actor hat as well as your producer hat on. What did you learn? Because I learned quite a bit. I thought I knew about sumo to a degree, but again, what I love about Alex's films, I learn a little something more with each project. And with Wild West, it made me find out more about sumo culture. Can you speak on that? And then as Alex was talking about, bringing these sumo wrestlers on board as well to work on the film. Yeah,
it was amazing to kind of just to have a window into the world that they lived in, because there's an actual sumo match in the movie, as you know, and to see them preparing, to see Kaz, who played the character Taka, helping put their uniforms on, like that. Those, I forgot what they're called, but it's just amazing to see that. Yeah, exactly. Right. It's such a big process, and it's a real. These guys live. It's their life, right? It's not just something that they do, but it's like somebody who's in a martial art. It's something that it's a way of life. So it was really, really interesting to see a window into that, and to be to be a part of it, and also to see that, you know, the history of this actual guy, and you know, that's based on, and that Theodore Roosevelt was, you know, he was into jujitsu and boxing, and I never knew that. I knew, of course, I knew of him as president of the United States in the early 1900s, but I didn't know that side of him, you know,
Yeah.
and that, you know, that, so that whole kind of, yeah, like you said, a history lesson, right? It to me, it's fun. Anytime I watch a movie that's based on a true story, even if it's loosely based, I find it has more of an impact on me, you know. No matter how far-fetched like a far-fetched idea that you come up with, it's never going to be more far-fetched than reality, right? Like the real things that really happen, you know, sometimes you're just kind of like, wow, if you wrote that, people probably wouldn't believe you, you know, and yet it really happens, you know. So that was very inspiring to me, you know, to get to know them a little bit. I mean, they were, you know, they didn't speak English, but, you know, a few words here and there, and we found ways of communicating. And of course, Andrew would interpret for us. So, you know, we were certainly able to communicate overall. But, you know, like Alex said, I mean, they never complained. We were, it was about 100-degree weather for the time that we spent about a year ago in the Palm Springs desert, basically. And these guys, I mean, I felt for them. I saw them. I mean, you see in the movie, they're covered in sweat, and that's not, that is not the makeup department. I mean, that's the real deal.
Awesome. They looked great. They looked awesome, and we thank you if they're watching this for giving themselves in the Wild West. Alex, man, again, amazing job here. You've had your dance partner in Joe Cornet in quite a few projects. Again, you're dancing with him in this again. Can you tell me just some onset stories, and then I want to throw it back to Nick for some onset stories of just making the Wild West, and if you want to highlight some just, you know, things with the cast and crew. And Tatiana, I think is your girlfriend. I'm not sure, and if I'm wrong, my apologies.
Tatiana Neva,
she was amazing.
First of all, she did an amazing job in the film. She's an amazing actress, and she is very supportive, and she helped everyone on set with everything. You know, also she had all those amazing wardrobes, you know, and poor thing, she had to change it all the time because, I mean, that was different scenes and different wardrobes. I mean, we should credit her because we have so many big, you know, and handsome guys and, you know, in the film, and very big guys as well. But thanks to her, we have beautiful women. You know, and actually she watched your show, and maybe one day you'll talk to her and she will be happy to talk to you because, you know, she also did some action before, and even in that movie, you know, she shoot bad guys and all of that. She's amazing. And Joe, definitely, you know Joe, Patrick, and he is a huge fan of Westerns, but classic Westerns. And of course, this film, you cannot call it classic Western, right? But thanks to Joe, we still have those feel of spaghetti Westerns, thanks to him, for sure, because it was him who found the town, because he worked in the town before. And it was first time for me to work in California on Western, because two previous films, as I told you before, we shot in Arizona. We shot both Rio Bravo movies in Arizona. So that one was in California. And Joe, you know, he's also nerd, right? He's also nerd in the best, you know, meaning of that word. But he also like a huge fan of Western genre. So he was just making sure everything was authentic. And when I told him for the first time about Japanese and Japanese wrestlers at the Wild West, actually he loved the idea. And what is great, we had a screening. We just had a premiere screening, like special screening for Japan Foundation Los Angeles, which is Japanese government organization in Los Angeles. We want to show them the film, and it was a big success. But Joe, it was the first time Joe watched it on a big screen. And after the screening, he told me, you know what, Alexander? Strangely enough, this film looks like my best spaghetti Western so far. And I think, Patrick, because it's different. It's a different film. Those cultures you just mentioned, I mean, there's like, you will never think about all those cultures, all those people on one screen. But that's exactly how it was at the Wild West. they have Chinese people, they have, I'm sure they have people from Philippines, people from Russia, people from Germany, all over the Europe, Japan. And I appreciate you like those little history lessons we have in the end of every film. But I think for me, it's very important to give that connection to the audience. Yeah, of course, it's an entertainment, and I hope we entertain people and all of that. But in the end, when they see that something like that actually happened, it made better connection, in my opinion. What do you think about that?
Oh, completely. That's what I love what you did with this. You know, this is actual history that you may not be aware of. And that's what we need more of. Instead of cycling the same stories, which is still fine. You know, no disrespect to anybody that cycles the same story. We all know that in Hollywood and in the world, but there's these moments of beautiful history that are in, you know, that are still here that haven't been brought to screen yet. So I thank you for that, and your team, and to Nick for bringing this forward, because, you know, it's gonna inspire so many and let us know that we were here during the Wild West and everything. So again, salute to everybody. Nick, going back to you, sir. Again, you finally got your Western feel with the Wild West. If you can again, some final word on working on this project, and then is it inspiring going forward? And I think you had mentioned you had put something to the side earlier because of this project, or I'd love to throw some love and light on that as well, Nick.
Okay, well, definitely. We have a horror movie down the pipeline, and when the time is right, we'll definitely reveal more about it. But that's something that we already have the script, and we started developing, and we're definitely we're going to be shooting another Western, which is something that we're really excited about. For me, that experience, and Alex, credit 100% to Alex. I mean, he's the nucleus in our operation. He is the energy, and you need to have one person, right? That's that energy force, and everybody kind of rallies around them, and they get inspired by them, and they want to, they just want to support that. And that's kind of how the Alex is that guy. He's he is the nucleus of our operation. So, he put together this amazing team, and, everyone from Andrew and Joe, Tatiana and Kaz and the two Sumo guys, and all the supporting cast. Sean Murray, an amazing composer. Cody is our editor, fantastic editor.
Cody Miller, yes.
Yeah, Cody Miller. And, just an amazing group of people. And, we all got along great. We had a really good time. And we're talking hot temperatures and big wardrobes. I mean, if you saw what Tatiana was wearing, I mean, she had to, she was suffering in that heat just like the Sumo guys were, and all of us for that matter. But, we had a great time. And to me, that's, the number one. And it's one thing Alex and I always talk about. We want to have fun. This is, we're not saving the world here. We're really fortunate to be able to make movies and work with people that are creative, people that we enjoy spending time around. And hopefully we create something that an audience can enjoy, right? Something that they can kick back and just, let go of whatever problems they have in their lives and just kind of go along this journey. Hopefully they learn something. Hopefully if there's an educational aspect to it, and an entertainment aspect to it. And, we want to keep making movies, right? So, kudos to you for assisting us in that, because we need to get the word out there, right? I mean, honestly, if it wasn't for guys like you, we really have a tough time, and we want it to get to an audience that's going to appreciate it. And I know that you have an audience that will, and and that will give us the opportunity to continue making them, because hopefully that translates in viewers and Xumo Play is our, they have the exclusive right now. You can go on there. It's free, in the U.S. I'm in Canada right now. Unfortunately, it's not available here yet, but it will be. But it's somewhere they can go on, and it's an AVOD platform where you see a commercial or two, but it's really not a big deal, and you don't have to pay anything for it. And so having that access, so that people can support it in a way where we're going to be able to continue making more movies, because that's really all we want to do. We just enjoy it. We have a great time doing it, And and again, thanks again to you and for your support. We couldn't do it without you guys.
Definitely. Thank you, Nick. A pleasure, sir. As Nick stated, Alex, I've known you and had the pleasure of getting to know you and throwing virtual flowers at you because of all the work you've done. Nick's right. You are a former Mr. Universe, but you are still Mr. Universe. You are an eternal Mr. Universe, sir, because you're a fire starter. You bring people together and you continue to build universally. As we said, Nick's out there in Canada, you're in LA, I'm here in DC. I'm Filipino, internationally, you're Russian.
Oh yeah.
All of this,
yes,
man.
and Canadian
I love it.
right there. Yes.
You're the true Mr. Universe, man.
Thank you. Thank you, Patrick.
Closing out the Wide West and what we want to tell the people, if you can, give some more thoughts on, what you hope people take away from it, and maybe another glimpse that kind of Nick, said, but obviously Nick doesn't want to spoil and get in trouble. What can we look ahead to so that way we know what we'll be talking about maybe next? With what you can't say, because I know you don't want to get.
Yes, of course. No, I mean it's very easy because you saw both Rio Bravo movies, and now we have to complete the trilogy. So Last Heroes of Rio Bravo will be our next project. I'm very happy that Nick will join me that universe, as well, and we'll have fun making that, and hopefully, we'll find a way to bring you on set now, and exactly. So you will be also part of Rio Bravo Nevsky universe, that's in the books. But right now we're pushing the Wide West. So virtual flowers are back to you, because as Nick just said, what you're doing and what your colleagues doing when you're promoting independent filmmaking, it's as important as anything else in this movie puzzle. You know that, right? And for your audience out there, they have to understand that basically, of course, it's very hard to put movie together, to find the script, to find the money, to find the casting crew. It's very hard to make the movie, actually to shoot it, to make sure you have it in the can. It's very hard to finish it properly, with sound and music and special effects, whatever. But you're not done when you have your film. You have to find distribution. You have to publicize the movie. You have to find domestic distribution, international distribution. Make sure people know about your movie. So it's I can go on and on. My point is that I should thank ITN Distribution, great guys, my friend Stuart Alson, who always support my movies and independent filmmaking, and it doesn't matter. If it's $5 million movie or $500,000 movie. Stuart was the one who made a deal for my directorial debut, Black Rose, with Netflix, and it was exclusive on Netflix for 3 years. My film Black Rose. Now Stuart pushing our westerns. And Xumo Play, it's NBCUniversal's answer to Tubi. That's what it is, because they're part of NBCUniversal, and Universal now pushing them hard because, Fox now own Tubi. And they really, they put Tubi on the map. A lot of people watching Tubi right now, right? And they don't mind commercials and all of that. So NBCUniversal is pushing Xumo Play, and Xumo Play has exclusive rights for the Wide West for the summer. But in September, it will be available on video on demand and all the digital platforms and DVD in North America. Plus, we're working on international distribution as well. And most importantly, let me tell you, I really look forward to Japanese premiere, because I've never been in Japan. I've never been. And Hiroki actually just did great Netflix Japan TV show Sanctuary. It's about sumo, and he's one of the stars. And of course, he was in John Wick 4. And Ichi made Ballerina, and they're ready to support us in Japan. So hopefully, one day I'll give you more updates about Japan, because I think movie like The Wild West really has a chance in Japan. And what you just said before, and Nick actually spoke a little bit about entertainment, of course, but also more serious side of it. We should bring people together. Yes, give them some, window and some exit from all their problems for a couple of hours, of course. But as you know, and we spoke about that, unfortunately, we're living in a strange time. It's strange time. It's 2025, and we should think, especially we're all from 90s, and we remember 90s when Cold War was over. We were all friends, and the world was changed, and everything basically was great. Now, we're not talking about politics, but there's so much negativity in the United States, in all around the world. but I completely sure that there are more positivity always. We just should bring this positivity. We should work on this positivity, and that's what we're doing. You're doing it from your side. We're doing it from other side, and we should bring people together. Because I became American citizen in 2019. I love America. I'm very proud of my citizenship, and I love people here. I think it's the best country in the world. But again, people need to be more positive. And movies like that, movies like The Wild West, yes, it's entertainment. It's entertainment, but also I think we all can inspire the guys who just dream about movies. So many people dream about movies, right, Patrick? But we're all doing it. We're doing it. We're pushing it. And it means others can do it too. So let's just, again, thank you very much for having us and for pushing the Wild West and other movies. And I just hope that your show will inspire thousands of your viewers just to push harder, like I'm doing, like Nick is doing, like you're doing, just push harder for the dream and bring more positivity in the world.
Alex, man, I love your energy, brother. Like the fire, as Nick was saying, man, it just, I'm up. I'm amped right now. I'm ready to, let's go kick some ass and make a movie right now. I love it. Alex, always a pleasure. And Nick, to meet you now virtually, again, such an honor and a pleasure with your resume of amazing work and your performance in this as well, and giving us this Wild West, man. Gentlemen, thank you so much. I can't wait to see what we're all gonna do next. I would love to be a part of it. And again, everybody check out the Wild West, available on NBCUniversal's Xumo Play, hopefully coming to Japan, which I think would be very successful. As you said, Alex, we'll have further information later on in the year with Japan, but just Alex, you fed my soul just now, and I thank you for feeding it. Nick, a pleasure to meet you, sir. Everybody go check out the Wild West. Available on Xumo Play. I'm KUYA P, Nerds Rule the World. Hopefully, we'll have more information as they develop those other projects. The next Rio Bravo, the next horror joint. I'll have them back if they allow with their precious time, and we'll throw some more virtual flowers at them. I'm KUYA P, Nerds Rule the World, y'all.
Nerds rule the world.
Pleasure chatting with you. Love to all my nerds who rule the world.
Yeah. Nerds rule the world.
Yes, we do.
Thanks. Nerds rule the world. Thank you.
I love the nerds ruling the world, so more power to you.
Patrick, what up, man? And yes, they do. Nerds rule the world, kid.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Awesome. KUYA P, Nerds Rule the World. Hello.
Yes, they do. Yes.
Oh,
Nerds rule the world.
I got.
It's in the title of your show, like Nerds Rule the World. Like, I want more Black weirdos on screen, and I don't feel like we ever get to see that very much.
Thank you so much. Nerds do rule the world.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Nerds Rule.
Love
it. Hello, Sarah. Hello, Julian.
Yes, Nerds Rule. Yes,
rock on. I love it. Thank you so much.
It's good to see you. I love Nerds Rule the World.
But yeah, there's a heavy nerd component, man.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, if you ask me, nerds rule the world. So
absolutely.
And you're right. Nerds do rule the world.
We're just the best.
Yes.
Thank you, ladies.
Nerds so much.
Yes. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
It's your boy KUYA P, Nerds Rule the World. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you.
Do. They rule the world, all right.
Yes. Take care, Tony. Thank you, guys. Hey. Here we go. In a 3, 2, 1.